Hey everybody, today I'd like to go over a new feature in PixGiffy called Tweening. And tweening is a way to move items across the canvas in a smooth fashion, also with some variation and some sliding effects. So this is how we do it. Let's just start off with adding a photo. We're going to add this sun. Going to shrink it down a little bit more. And then we're going to add a bunch of frames. So now what I have is a bunch of frames with this image on there, and it doesn't do anything, it just stays in the same place. So let's give it some movement. So when we go to the Tween tab, we see we have a start on frame and a finish on frame. So we're going to start on frame 1. We're going to finish on frame 30. And what we need to do is set like a beginning and an end position. So we go to frame 1. Let's move this right off the screen like that. And we go to frame 30. Let's move it right up around there. And when we select a tween type, we have all these different types. Now, linear is just straight movement without any variation. And these are all variations with some kind of effects. Feel free to try them all out. They're kind of similar. Some are, slightly different than others. Standard tween functions, basically. Well, let's start with basic linear. So we set our start, our end, our beginning position, our end position, and so we hit tween. And so if we play it, we see we've got a nice smooth movement. And what I'd like to do is add a few more frames here. So we have a pause effect at the end. And we can speed this up a bit, kind of slow. Okay, so that looks good. And what we can do is try different types of tweens. Let's try sine. And in and out basically is, if there's some variation, some movement, it either happens at the beginning or at the end. And then there's in and out, which tries to do some variation on both the beginning and the end. I'm going to pick the out so that the variation happens at the end. So nothing else has changed, still starting on 1, ending on 30. We select our item and we hit tween. Play it. We'll see we got a little bit of a slide now, which is kind of cool. We can check out something like elastic. Whoa, it has like kind of a bounce at the end, right? I think bounce is a little more interesting. So that's kind of cool. Comes in, does a little bounce. We can change the speed here. 60 frames a second, 40 frames a second. And then when you're done, you make your GIF. And there it is. And from here you can right click and save it. So that's tweening basically. Try it out and let us know what you think. Thanks for watching.